Hello YouTube and welcome to this week's weekly vlog and pickups video.
Hello YouTube, have you missed me? I am back from my holiday. It is Monday the 24th I think, Monday the 24th of April, and I'm back from my holiday. I have had a lovely time. I've just been to Slimming World to be held accountable for the lovely time I've had. I have gained in 12 days 10.5 pounds. It took me 6 weeks to lose those 10.5 pounds prior to holiday, and I've gained them all back in 12 days. The food was very nice and there was a lot of it. So I'm just coming out of Lidl's, where I have bought a world of salad. A world of salad and fruit and vegetables to go home and start to undo the damage I've done. I got back yesterday afternoon about 2 o'clock, put some washing on the line and immediately went up to my office space to start packing the orders. I had 37 sales while I was away, which wasn't bad really, so I popped it on holiday mode, and 37 sales came in, all reasonably good ones as well, nothing very small, which was nice. Every time a sale came in, I messaged the buyer saying thank you for your purchase, hope from my holiday settings have alerted you that your order will be posted on the 24th, and I had several messages back saying yes, that's lovely. I did have one lady who sent me an offer on an item the day before I went away. I sent her a counter offer back saying, please note I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so I'll only be able to post this to you if you accept this offer before so and so time tomorrow morning. She then accepted the offer while I was away. I sent her a message, the standards, thank you for your order, it'll be posted when I get back, and she sent me a very snotty message saying, but you said you could post it before you went. You sent me a message which said, but I said, yes, I did send that message, but I sent it the day before I went, and you ordered it after. She said, oh sorry, my bad, I didn't read that right. So she cancelled her order, but that's, you know, that's not the end of the world. But apart from that, everybody else has been perfectly happy to wait. And I came home yesterday afternoon and spent several hours packing and posting, packing and labelling, and somebody's parked across my driveway. That's inconvenient. Thank you very much, neighbour. My neighbours are lovely. They are very nice people. But now I can't get on my driveway, and that's not very nice, because I've got shopping to carry. Oh well. Worst things happen at sea. Actually, nothing bad happened at sea. We had one day of bad weather. I have got a little bit of holiday footage that I'm going to drop in somewhere. I don't know where. You may have already seen it. By the time you see me burbling, I may have put the footage in front of it. Who knows? This morning I took my daughter to work, done the round of the charity shops because I very much missed my sourcing. Feels very odd not to source a list. So I've done a couple of charity shops and picked up some quite nice looking things. So I will pop some haul footage in. And yeah, I've done my parcels. All my parcels have gone. It's Monday afternoon and I'm completely up to date. And I averaged out the takings. I averaged them out over the 2 weeks, and it worked out that I had managed to actually do target times 1.75 in each week. So I'm quite happy with that. Like I said, if I can do target without being at home, then that's not a bad life, is it really? And I had a lovely time. I was very relaxed. I've come back with a pounding headache today, which I think is coming back to my own pillows. You know what I mean? You get used to the first couple of nights I was away, I couldn't get used to the pillows. And then, of course, you do get used to them. And now I've come back and the pillows were wrong, and the bed was wrong, and I was too hot, and the room was wrong, and the noises were wrong. And so I woke up with a headache this morning. But apart from that, it was a lovely time. I didn't want to come home. I wanted to stay in a world where somebody makes your bed for you every day and turns it down for you at night and puts chocolate on your pillow and tidies up your bathroom. I mean, we weren't particularly slobbish, but to come in and find that your bathroom been cleaned and with fresh towels, and a world where somebody brings your dinner. The food was lovely, and a world where someone brings your dinner and takes the plate away and you never see the dishes. I wanted to stay in that world. Apparently you can live on cruise ships. There are people who do. They finish one cruise and they immediately embark on another one. It works out about 50 quid a day, I think, if you do enough of it. When you think of it, if you didn't have to have a home and the bills and whatever that go with a home, then £50 a day would not be bad for your living expenses if you had the money. But I could not live on a cruise and be an eBay reseller because there were no charity shops available to me. There was a charity shop in one of the ports that we stopped at, but it was closed, so I pressed my nose up against the window and looked sorrowfully in at all the wonderful things. And we did find a French brocante, I don't know how you pronounce that. And of course, Caroline Johnson of the Celtic Traders, and another lady, I think her name is Sadia, that I know from one of the see on one of the groups, but I can't remember her surname. They do very well at with Brocante buys, but I didn't see anything that wasn't slightly bulky to take home on a cruise ship, or that I was was sure of, so I didn't buy anything. Anyway, charity shops this morning, a few nice little bits this morning which I will show you later. And I'm going to go in now and make myself a salad, a very well behaved salad, since I have gained a lot of weight. It was good though. Speak to you soon. Bye bye. Good morning, YouTube. It is, I have no idea, it's Thursday. It is Thursday. It's 10 to 10. I'm just pulling out of the Costco filling station because the petrol is marginally cheaper here than anywhere else. So if you have a Costco near you and you have a Costco membership, best place to get your fuel. If you're going that way. I'm on my way to Weston today to see my friend. I've done very little filming this week, but I have done quite a lot of sourcing. So I filmed a couple of charity shop hauls which will have been dropped in by now, I think. I don't know, I've lost track of where I am. And yeah, it's been a good week sourcing wise. I've caught up on quite a lot of YouTube videos, which has affected my output somewhat listing wise, but I've got some listing done last night, and I certainly did about 25 listings. It has been brought home to me most forcefully that if you do not keep listing, your sales drop significantly. We are on Thursday morning and I am on only halfway to my usual target. Now you will remember that normally I hit target round about Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, and it's Thursday, I'm only halfway to target. It's been very, very quiet. I know everybody's finding it quiet, but I do think there's a significant difference in my sales because I haven't listed. It's nearly 3 weeks since I listed anything at all, apart from relists. So a lot of my stuff ended while I was away, and I relisted those. But I don't think relists count quite the same way as listing new stuff. I might be wrong, but definitely a massive downturn in sales this week. So get some stuff on, get some stuff sold. So yeah, 25 listings last night, 25 drafts last night. Got up this morning, took the photos, and I was going to wait to list them until the beginning of the month so that I got my new allowance. You know, I get 250 free listings, and I've already spent a lot of extra money this month on relists. But for the sake of boosting sales, boosting search results, etc., etc., I think I'm going to crack on and get them on today. Which I can probably do while my friend and I are sitting eating lunch, because once you've got the drafts done and the photos on your phone, the actual uploading of the listing is very, very quick and can be done whilst nattering. Not a lot else to tell you. I've got a couple of returns in, well, one sort of return. A lady bought a purse from me, the yellow osprey purse, you'll remember, that I picked up. She bought this before I went on holiday. She left me almost immediately very good feedback saying how pleased she was with it. But a couple of days later she messaged me and said that she would like to return it, as due to a disability in her hands she was finding the leather very, very stiff and she couldn't get her cards in and out of the card slots easily. So I accepted the return. What can you do? You can't say no. You're a business seller, you accept returns, that's the end of it. Although I was a little bit kind of like, okay, if you've spent a couple of days trying to get your cards in and out of the slots, and therefore presumably trying to stretch the slots, that means you're now returning a purse that is not as new as what I sent you, because when I sent it out it was a brand new purse. It's going to come back as a slightly used purse where she's been attempting to make it suitable for her. Nothing you can do. I just said I accepted the return, no problem. And this is while I was away on holiday. Another couple of days passed and she sent another message saying she changed her mind. She loved the purse so much she was determined to persevere with it and she would keep it after all. And I said back, okay, that's fine. So the 10 further days had passed of my holiday, and when I got home she sent me another message saying it was no good. She'd tried endlessly for the last 10 days to loosen these slots for her cards, and disability in her hands meant that she was going to have to return it after all. And by now I'm thinking, what kind of state is this purse in now that you've spent all this time trying to stretch the slots? Maybe it hasn't changed at all. Maybe it's so rigid that she's had absolutely no luck. But what can I do if you know? However, she had closed the returns case. So I said to her, that's fine, no problem. And she said, can I have your details? And I said, I can only accept returns through the eBay system as I want to get my final value fees back. Are you able to open another case? Now, I've never had this situation before, so I didn't know whether it's possible to open another case or not. But she messaged back and said, no, eBay had said that as she had closed the case, she was not able to open another one, and she would therefore start a PayPal dispute. To which I replied, that seems a little unfair. A PayPal dispute will put a black mark against my record when I've done absolutely nothing to deserve it. I've done everything I can to accommodate what you've needed so far. I then went onto one of the Facebook groups and asked about the impacts of a PayPal dispute and whatever, and very good piece of advice. I think it was Neil Borden, but sometimes I misremember things. He said, why not just do a cancellation or whatever? And I think Caroline said the same thing. By then she'd messaged me again. I sent her a message saying, I'd spoken with a couple of people and obviously I'd like to avoid a PayPal dispute, and so therefore if she wanted to send the purse back I would refund her when it arrives and I would just take the hit. But I actually calculated how much I would be losing, and I mentioned that in the message, that the X amount I would lose on this. She sent back that she quite understood. She also thought it seemed a little unfair, and she was going to try and resell the purse herself, but if she hasn't sold it by the weekend she'll send it back to me. So I still haven't really won this one. And like I said, she's been very, very nice, very, very polite throughout. She's not been remotely unpleasant or aggressive in any way. But I'm a little narked about the amount of time that it's taken her to make her mind up, and about the fact that, like I said, I don't now know what this purse is going to look like when it comes back, whether it's going to be, because previously I was able to sell it as brand new, and I'm probably not going to be able to sell it as brand new now. So either way, the seller loses, which is unfortunate with eBay. The eBay buyer protection policy is extremely sound, and the seller protection policy not quite so much. Anyway, that's that one. And then another one is Kraghopper's men's jacket, which I sold. I'm very tempted never to buy any of those again. Apparently when it arrived had a rip on the sleeve. I would have thought I would have noticed that. I'd be surprised if it's got a rip on the sleeve that I didn't notice, but I suppose it could be inside one of the sleeves. I didn't turn the sleeves inside out. I messaged the guy back, because he's in Ireland, the eBay postage label to return it is £6. I tried to work out a way to upload my own one, and then he was like, I'm not taking it to a parcel shop and I don't want the people coming to my house to pick it up, blah blah blah. So I've had to approve the return. I offered him a partial refund, he didn't want to know. I've had to approve the return and send a £6 eBay label. So I will never, that's 2 Kraghopper's jackets I picked up, and both of them I've had problems with. I'll never buy one again, stop them. I shall spite Kraghopper's jackets, and that'll learn them, as my son says, that'll learn them. Good bit of Estonian for you, that'll learn them. So yeah, a couple of returns in process, but apart from that, everything that I've sent out since holiday seems to have gone smoothly. I've got some nice feedback, good feedback for communication, because I think people appreciate the fact that I messaged and said, just wanted to check that you're aware that I'm away, blah blah blah. But nothing much else happening. Like I said, I've got my listings to do. We went to Yate yesterday, as I said, and did about 6 charity shops, and you'll see what I picked up. So I may get the chance. I will certainly stop at the Big Forces charity shop on the way home today. I normally stop on the way out, but I'm already running late. I was supposed to meet my friend at 10 o'clock, and it's now 3 minutes to 10, and I'm 25 minutes away. I have messaged her to say I'm running late. Yeah, I will certainly stop at the Forces charity shop on the way home, and I may get the chance to pop in a couple in Weston, but the actual high street charity shops in Weston I find extremely expensive. I find that there really are, you know, I never find anything that I think is leaving enough profit margin, really. So that's it, really. That's all that's going on, and I will leave it there, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye. Hello, YouTube. Thursday afternoon, 3:05. Doom and distress. I have stopped, as I said, to go in the Forces charity shop, and it is no more. It is closed down. There's a sign on the door saying they will notify when they have new premises, so I guess they must have only had a temporary lease or something on the unit. Very disappointing. I've also moved the camera, and I think you're now wiggling more than you've ever done. So yeah, so no Forces charity shop for me today. I did pop my head in the Salvation Army, where I got a couple of clothing items and a baby comforter. But yeah, that's disappointing. So I'm now on my way home from Weston at the worst possible time of day. School traffic, which is about to become office traffic and all the rest of it. I'm going to go back to Costco to pick up daughter. Oh good, it's a lovely bit of road. Pick up daughter from work. Sorry, there we go. I'm back with you. Back to Costco to pick up daughter from work. She doesn't finish until 5:30, I think she said, might be 5. But I need to get a couple of bits anyway, and I can always sit in the cafe and read a book or whatever. So yeah, back to Bristol now, and then tonight is some more listing. I've still got 20 or 30 items that I can be putting on that are right by the desk, and then I know there's still that box of clothing tucked away that's been there a long time that ought to come out and be done, so I'm not short of things to list. Yeah, just disappointing really. I was looking forward to a route round that one, and it always makes it worth coming to Weston, and now it's gone. So what I need is one like the one that Nick and Andrea shared on their video maybe the week before. Anyway, it was a video that they filmed while I was away. They found a massive charity shop, and I think it was everything was under a £5. I think it might have been everything under £3. But yeah, I need to find one like that somewhere. That was a Cancer Research UK, I think. I understand that there is the function on Google Maps, I think somebody said, where you can plot and find out where a charity shop are. I think I know where most of the ones around me are, but you know, there's always the possibility of some popping up that I don't know about. I could go from here to Nailsea and route around Nailsea for a bit. There's plenty of charity shops in Nailsea, but it's that time of day now. The schools are kicking out. There will be lots of other people's children around the shops. Don't have my own children very much, like other people's. So maybe I'll plan Nailsea for another day. But yeah, there's a lot of charity shops in Nailsea, and I haven't been there for a long time. So maybe I'll plan that for another day. And that's it. God, see, back to the thrilling videos that keep you on the edge of your seat. That's it. I'm done. Speak to you soon. Bye bye. Good morning, YouTube. Actually, good afternoon, YouTube. This is what happens when I spend the morning at home pottering about. I forget what time it is when I come out. It is 10 to 1. It is Friday. All the 1 o'clock. I'm just leaving the parcel shop, which, as you'll remember, is next door to the driving test centre, and all the 1 o'clock testees are just coming out. Bless them. Oh, good luck everybody. As you can hear, parcel shop, which is a good sign. Actually had a couple of parcels sent. It's been a very slow week. As I said in yesterday's vlog, I've not been listing, and I've really seen the effects of not listing. But I've cracked on with a few, and the phone started ka-chinging last night. Again, pretty much as soon as I started putting listings up, I started getting ka-chings. Not for listings I was doing, but for other stuff. So it really does prove that this helps your stuff helps your stuff to get bumped up in the searches. So I sold one of the oh, you're all wonky. I blame you for that. Too much gin, you see. You must cut down on the gym, YouTubers. Tut tut. I lost my thread now. Maybe that's just as well. What was I saying? Ka-chings! I sold one of the items I listed sold within moments, and then I sold a couple of other things that had been listed for a long time. So it really did seem that as soon as I started uploading new listings, stuff started selling again. So yeah, fingers crossed that things will pick up. Today's payday, so hopefully that will also help to improve matters. Payday for most people, I think. It's bank holiday weekend. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. In some ways, you could say that perhaps, you know, but maybe the weather will affect it. I'm rambling. If we get rubbish weather on a bank holiday weekend, perhaps more people will stay at home and spend money on eBay. Maybe. If we get decent weather, perhaps people will be out having barbecues and spending all their money on sex, drugs and sausage rolls, and therefore they won't spend it on eBay. I don't know. I've never really studied the stats for this kind of thing. But if you don't sell, you don't sell. It's not the end of the world. I've got backup funds. One of the subjects that came up for discussion on the reselling group last week was, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow morning and eBay had gone? eBay was no longer an option for you. And my very, very flippant reply was immediately get a job. Which, I suppose, not necessarily get a job, but after I would suddenly have to rethink what I was doing and find an immediate replacement stream of income. A lot of people say they have various diverse income streams, and obviously that's a very sensible thing to do, but I am very much an all or nothing kind of person. I'm not very good at spreading myself over different things. I throw myself wholeheartedly into whatever I'm doing at the time. Part of having an addictive personality, I think, is that, yeah, that whatever I do it with full conviction. Thrust. While we were on the boat, every time that you leave port, I don't know if all captains do this or just ours, but every time we left a port, our captain would, they give you the standard speech. We're on a lovely day here in wherever, and we will shortly be setting off on our next stage of our journey. We will move sideways from the dockside, and every time he said, and then we will thrust forwards into the every time he said thrust, I couldn't help but Miranda. If anyone's a fan of the programme Miranda, you'll remember that she likes the word thrust. So every time he said it, I giggled like a tiny school child, and the average age on our cruise was 78, so I don't think the older people thought I was funny, sniggering away like a toddler. Where did I get thrusting from? Why did I begin to thrust? What was I talking about? Income streams and what you will do if eBay disappears. Like I said, I will have to very rapidly find another way of making money, but I will find another way of making money. I've never had an issue with doing that in the past. One of my first things to do if eBay disappeared and was never coming back would be to look at other similar sites. So there are places like Spock and Depot, I think it's called, for clothing. Is it Depot or Depop? I don't know. I've never bothered looking, but I suddenly would if I was left with all this stock and nothing to do with it. And then a lot of the bric-a-brac and things that I have, if there were no auction site to sell it on, I would do a car boot sell them, get rid of a lot of it that way. So yeah, it would go. There would still be ways of making money. And I have, at the beginning of this was I was saying that I have little pots of savings for various contingencies. I'm very much a little and often saver. If you said to me once a month you have to save X amount, I'd be horrified at having to part with that amount. It feels like parting with it if you put it into your savings. Whereas I do it daily. I do a quid in this tin here for that, and a quid in that tin there, and a couple of quid here for this, and a couple of quid there, and I don't notice it, and it mounts up nicely for whenever I need it. So if the car breaks down, I go to the car repairs pot and see what I've got in there. And yeah, if I don't need to, I don't. So for example, when I needed a new tyre, I just took it out of my ordinary bank account because I had enough to cover it. But if I didn't have enough to cover it, then I'd go to the car repairs pot and take it from there. So they are, it's emergency pots for when I haven't got the money elsewhere. But I don't know anything about investments. I don't know anything about anything really. I'm financially not at all savvy, apart from making money. I'm pretty good at making money, but not very good at knowing where to keep it once I've got it under the mattress. And coming to that, NatWest has been down this morning. So all of those people who've got all their money in the NatWest Bank have been extremely stressed this morning. My money's in tins around the house. Some of it's in the NatWest Bank. Obviously, I do have banking. I'm not stuffing it all in a sock up the chimney. But it did mean that although the NatWest Bank was down, it was very difficult. And some money, my children had transferred their share of the household bills. They transferred that to me this morning. Each of them had transferred a sum of several £100s, and it had disappeared. Poof! Gone from their accounts, and it had not entered mine. And that is a little worrying at the time. You're like, where's that money gone? I hope that money reappears. But it wasn't the end of the world for me. Whereas some of the people who were posting on the NatWest Facebook page were saying, you know, there was one lady, for example, she was at the airport, she was trying to hire a car. She had transferred money from her savings account to her current account in order to pay for their car hire, and it had disappeared. And she now did not have the money in her savings account, and she also didn't have it in her current account, and she was stuck at the airport with no way of hiring a car. So things like that are awkward. There was another lady who was saying, you know, my husband's wages are paid by bank transfer every Friday. His boss has paid them, they've not arrived. We have no electric, no gas, no milk, no nothing. You know, we will. And I think that's it. If you do live one paycheck to the next, if you really do get to the point where if you're going to be paid on Friday morning, you have run out of everything by Thursday evening, then a little thing like an internet banking problem can be a massive thing. So my advice to everyone is have a little emergency fund in cash about the place somewhere. You can hide it away, you can stick it in a teapot on the mantelpiece like your granny used to do, but have a little bit of a slush fund, and make sure it is an emergency only fund. Make sure you don't just dip into it every time you fancy a pint down the pub or a takeaway or whatever. Have it to be the absolute, you know, stuck up a creek without a paddle emergency fund. I'm a bit philosophical today. I don't know why. I'm stuck behind a funeral, which is sad. Not sad that I'm stuck. I mean, that's one of those things, but sad for whoever's lost their loved one. It's a very long funeral cortege, so it must have been a very loved one. Apart from that, not a lot going on. The gentleman with the Craghoppers jacket has begun the sending it back process, so that will reappear at some point and have to be refunded. I ordered new cellophane bags this morning because I've been meaning to get those for ages and forgot. It's one long roll of thrills, spills and excitement, I tell you. I need to order some bubble wrap as well, but I might save that for Monday, and then I can have a little bit of excitement on Monday to tell you about as well. You watch this space. On Monday there may be a bubble wrap order going in. Speak to you soon. Bye bye. Good morning, YouTube. It's Sunday. It's 8 AM. I'm slightly late because I'm supposed to pick up my friend at 8 AM, but luckily she's only around the corner. I would have been on time had the pair of shoes that I first put on my feet been a pair of shoes. I actually got as far as getting into the car before I realised I'd got two different trainers on. They were similar, but they were not the same. So I'd go back and change my shoes. Sunday morning bleary eyes. So, we are off to the car boot. It's my first car boot in 3 weeks, so I'm feeling very much shaky withdrawal symptoms. And yeah, hopefully we'll find some nice bits. I have, oh God, I have reached my target. I have finally hit base target this week. It's been a sticky week. I had, obviously I've got one return processing. I've got another return that I simply refunded outright without the lady bothering to return. It was under a tenner. By the time I'd paid for her to return the dress, it was entirely my fault. I checked this dress, couldn't find any labels. Got my daughter to try it on, which I often do in these cases. I listed it as a 14 to 16 approximately. Put in there that I couldn't find any labels, but it fitted my daughter, who usually wears a 14 to 16, and then I put measurements in. However, this lady's messaged back with a picture of the label, which she managed to find, which says quite clearly it's a size 12. So Natalie must have been having a thin day that day for it to fit her, and the measurements must have been, you know, no good. So yeah, so that it sold for £6. I'd had it. It was a like I said, it was a one of those things that I'd had lying around for a long time anyway. So it sold for almost nothing, and it wasn't going to be worth having it back for refund. So I just refunded the lady outright for that one. And yeah, so that's been one little step backwards towards target, but I finally hit a base target, and hopefully I'll get a few more sales in today. And I'm going to say goodbye because here comes my friend. Speak to you later. Bye. Hello YouTube. It is still Sunday, still morning. It's 5 to 11. We've done the car boot, we've done breakfast, very nice, and I'm on my way home now to unpack many bags. I have 5 bags today. I have spent all of the money I took with me and a tenner of my friend's money because I had to borrow off her. So yeah, got some nice bits which I'm going to show you when I get home. Very pleased. See you in a bit. So hello again. I am going to have to do a bit of a Ben Fitzpatrick today and show you several different tables worth of stuff. First up then, all from one seller. First we were looking at the books. My friend was like, oh look, Animal Ark books. I used to read them when I was a kid, and the lady wanted, I think, £4 for all of them, and she was like, oh, I don't want to reread them that badly. So we walked away, but on the same stall, further around the corner, she had all of these bears. Now, I'm going to do a close-up. If you are easily offended, look away now, because these are bad taste bears. You may remember these. These are very popular in the 90s. They're quite collectible. Some of these are more collectible than others. As you can see, I bought the lot. There are 25. And she wanted £20 for all of them, which is really good for 25 anyway. Really good. I mean, if I put them on as a job lot, I'll probably be looking at 100, maybe more. And apparently some of them are more collectible than this one, for example. So I will be researching them first, possibly selling some of them singly, and then bundling the rest. Yeah, so she wanted £20 for all of them. And then she said, and go on, I'll chuck in the books for nothing. So I said to my friend, do you want the books? She was like, no. I was like, well, I'll sell them as well then. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 20 Animal Ark books, I think there is there. And 25 bad taste bears for £20. Not bad. I'll be back with another table in a second. So my second table, second mention of Ben Fitzpatrick in a video as well. I picked up all of these. I believe there were 50 odd. These are the Disney Wonderful World of Reading books. I think there were 52 if I remember rightly. Thanks to seeing Ben doing quite well with those. So they'll go on as a bundle. Hopefully they should bring, I paid £3 for all of them, and they should bring in 30 to 40 I hope for those. All of today's comforters, as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They were 50p each today. Little box of Geomag. There's not a lot in there. I don't know if I can show you without chucking it around. There we go. Little box of Geomag for £1, but it does come with the little instruction booklets. Little Betty Boop makeup bag, complete with a shower gel and a fragrance, and that was £2. People like Betty Boop, she sells quite well. Spanish course, that was £1. The Dumbo and Sully and Lady from Lady and the Tramp were £3 each. That's a bit more than I usually pay, but they are all genuine Disney store originals. She's got her, there we go, there's her label there. Sully's got his somewhere. There we go, they are all genuine Disney Store. I think Lady goes for about 20 to 25. I don't know about the other two, but £3 each, you know. 8 of the That's Not My books, they sell well in a bundle usually. I paid 50p each for them, but when I said to the lady I got 8, she said, "Oh, give me £3." The 7 books above are 4 David Williams and 3 Roald Dahls, and they were £1 for the 7. Some Toy Story curtains for £1. And this is a steel-boned corset, and that was £2. I'll be back in a second with the last lot. And then the last lot for today, again, all from one seller, so everything you see here, I paid £15 in total. So these are Disney Winnie the Pooh picture frames. As you can see, I've got some duplicates. I've got 2 the same at the back there, 2 that side, 3 at the front, and then 1 different one. So 8 in total. The guy wanted £2 each, would have made, which would have made 16, and then he wanted £4 altogether for all of this other stuff, which made 20, and then he knocked it down to 15 for me. So quite pleased with that. I'm not sure what these would go for, but certainly bear with. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 items for £15. About 80p each, is that? They'll go for more than 80p, won't they? So I've got 8 Disney frames. I've got a Anatomy of a Pooh mug. These ones are Churchill. The taller Tams Pooh mug. Hogwarts mug, which I might lose to my daughter, you never know. This one at the back. I'm going to zoom in. I'm not going to read it out because you might be of a sensitive disposition. You might be easily upset. These are from Urban Outfitters and they sell for £8.99 on eBay. Unicorns are hot at the moment. This I don't know. This was just, obviously it's a freebie that's come with Flora at some point, and I just picked up and chucked it in the bag for the sake of it. So whether there's any resale in that, I don't know. Another Spanish course, this time Learn Spanish with Paul Noble. I don't know who he is, but I'm sure he knows what he did. He looks a very sensible chap. Look, there's a man who could teach you Spanish. These, I presume, are meant to be biscuit barrels. They're not very big. As you can see, I put a mug next to them. They're not huge. They lift off like this. If you know differently, please let me know. I don't see how you could keep very many biscuits in there. I don't know. But they are Winnie the Pooh. They say the Walt Disney Co. on the bottom. Right? But I don't really know. But they were all in there at that price. And then the DVD at the back's for my son there, the Vintage Cars DVD. And I bought myself a scarf hanger because my scarf collection is growing. So now I have somewhere to hang them all. So all of that for £15. I spent in total today, looking at the 3 tables that you've had, I spent a total of about £68, I think, maybe slightly less. And I think there's probably quite a lot of profit here. Very pleased, very good day. I've missed my boot sale, it felt good to get back there. Speak to you soon, bye bye.